Hey everybody, it's Benjamin here at the Scented Our Fragrance channel. Today we're going to be talking about 5 fragrances. Yes, 5 fragrances that are a little bit different, a little bit unconventional, something that you might not expect but could be wonderful for your Valentine's night today, your Valentine's Day, wherever you live, wherever you are. I think that this is a great list for you to consider. Get out there, wear something a little bit different, a little bit unique. And before we do that, why don't you help me out down below? You see the like button, you see the subscribe button. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And when you hit the notification bell, hit all notifications. I upload very regularly, so don't miss out on any of my content. So let's jump into this fragrance today and not waste any time, or this fragrance list. We're going to talk about the first one. This is Kisses Rain by, Rainier. Now, this fragrance is beloved, by none other than the Fragrance Apprentice. This is a really nice fragrance. I chose this one for a guy, and maybe a lady can pull this off too. Anybody can wear anything. This is a fragrance for somebody who maybe wants to smell a little bit more artistic, maybe smell a little bit more nichey, a little bit different, but also doesn't want, maybe they're a little bit rebellious. They don't want to wear a rose fragrance. They don't want to wear, a chocolate fragrance, and they certainly don't want to wear La Nuit de l'Homme, Sagement Privé, or any of those cardamom designer fragrances that would work beautifully. Maybe they just want to be a little bit rebellious in that way. So this fragrance, to me, is a little bit more on the aquatic side of things, a little bit green, a little bit aquatic. Has a really interesting blend, masterfully blended, where it just kind of hops and skips off your skin. It always keeps you, on your toes. It always smells a little bit different every time you come back to it, and it just leaps off the skin in a really interesting way. This is a really nice fragrance through and through. There's a lot of interesting things about this one. It's a little bit more easier to wear, I think. It's not the most sweet fragrance. It's not going to be the most tantalizing. This is more of somebody who just wants to be, definitely a little bit of a different person. Anyways, this fragrance is interesting for that, no doubt about it. So the next one is for somebody who wants a rose, but not a typical rose, not a sweet rose, not a powdery rose. They want something a little bit more on the seductive side for Valentine's Day. They want something a little bit more tantalizing, maybe something that they've never worn before. This is called Midnight Oud by Juliet Has a Gun. This is a fantastic brand. I think you're getting really good quality for the money out of this fragrance. When I looked up the price, I think it's really reasonable for more of a niche fragrance. So what you're getting out of this fragrance really is a rose fragrance. It's called Midnight Oud, but to me, the rose dominates the composition. The rose dominates the oud in a big way. And this is not a scary oud to begin with at all. This is more of a dark, tantalizing, smooth, more of a synthetic oud, something akin to like more of a Tom Ford fragrance. So the rose, let's talk about that beautiful rose. This is more of a damask rose, more of that dry, spicy rose. And it's just so well done. It's a little bit woody. It's perfectly unisex. This one is marketed for ladies. Most Juliet Has a Gun fragrances are made for the ladies. But trust me, guys, you could easily wear this fragrance if you're not scared of rose. And if you are more on the designer side of things and you really do want to save a buck, just go for Declaration En Soir Intense by Cartier, and you would do wonderfully. But this stuff is definitely more intriguing, much better quality, and definitely is a special fragrance. So this is the rose fragrance out there. I chose something a little bit more dark, something a little bit more spicy, something a little bit more woody, something that you might not expect. Of course, again, this is an unconventional list. We're not pulling chocolate fragrances out or heavy fragrances like that. They're just sweet and ooey and gooey. There are plenty of lists for that. This is definitely just different fragrances for everybody out there to consider. Now, this one is a little bit more of what you might have expected. Now you're saying, okay, we're getting there. We're getting towards some of the fragrances that I wanted. This might be a little bit easier to understand for Valentine's Day. This is Louis Cardin Sacred. This is a beautiful fragrance. It's more of a semi-gourmand or a amber gourmand fragrance. It certainly does have those sweet aspects, those resinous. aspects, that amber, that gorgeous musk. This fragrance is gorgeous through and through, and for about $35 or so, this is unbelievable quality. I don't like a lot of ambers, and this one is one of my favorite ambers, and it's affordable, it has performance, it never gets too, too heavy or too sweet or too cloying. To me, there's, a musk quality about this fragrance that really gives this fragrance a different kind of feel. It doesn't feel like any other gourmand you might have ever come across, because not only because of that musk kind of DNA, but also because of the amber, really toning back and really kind of, keeping that sweetness and that heaviness at bay that, the vanilla in this fragrance, and there's a little bit of chocolate wants to do with this fragrance. It kind of holds it back a little bit. So anyways, a really nice, almost a gourmand-like fragrance that's really wearable. For amber lovers, if you're an amber enthusiast, this is certainly something that you could pull out on Valentine's Day. Something, sweet and something that's a little bit resinous would do really wonderfully. So don't think that you just have to wear, a powdery rose, a chocolatey fragrance, or something, spicy like, La Nuit de l'Homme. You can pull out something a little bit different like this beauty, and also on a budget. This is definitely recommended for you guys who are searching for the cheapies or the inexpensive fragrances. I helped you out here. Check out this one. It's a beauty. So the next one we gotta talk about is from Be Layered, or just called Layered. This one is called Paris Nights. This is a really nice fragrance. This one honestly was sent to me. I do have to let you know that. This is a really nice fragrance though. This is one of those sandalwood, like labdanum, kind of like laid back fragrances. It's cool, it's collective. This one's called Paris Nights for a reason. It makes you think of Paris. Paris as a city, it's, traditionally, people think about it. It's like silk gowns and very laid back and cozy and almost a sleepy town in a way, but it's very romantic, with a little bistro or the restaurant at the end of the street. Especially at night, smooth, seductive, charming, a little bit laid back. This fragrance definitely has that kind of character. It reminds me almost of lavender from time to time. This fragrance is definitely for somebody who wants to wear maybe more natural colors, maybe somebody who wants to wear more dark colors, doesn't want to just wear, the girly girl colors for Valentine's, pink and those kinds of things. Maybe they just want to wear like a dark purple, or maybe even the little black dress. So this is a really nice fragrance for that. It's very wearable. This one is really young. If you're, maybe more of a younger lady, this would be something, that could be certainly one of your first seductive fragrances for a lady. This is very unisex though, and it does at times distantly remind me of Midnight in Paris by Van Cleef & Arpels. It's very different, but at times it does remind me of it. This supposedly has, at the core, is inspired by Mon Guerlain, but I feel like this fragrance is very different. It does take some inspirations, but it's its own fragrance. It's not the same as Mon Guerlain, in my opinion, at all. So definitely check this one out for a date night. It's really tantalizing. You can pull this off as a guy if you're confident enough to wear it. It's a really nice fragrance through and through. And if I didn't tell you about the prices of that one, you can get that one for close to about $50 or so. The Rainier Kisses Rain's not cheap. Look into that one. And the Midnight Oud is about $120. And let's jump into the most expensive of the bunch. This is the most exclusive. This is the highest quality. This is a real masterpiece of a fragrance. This is called, I don't know if I can say this on YouTube. Last time I did, it didn't go so well, but Something Magic. I'll link it down below. This is Something Magic by House of Matriarch. You got to check this fragrance out. This is a gorgeous oud fragrance, but it's not like any other oud you've ever smelled. This is a wood-heavy oud. You might say, oud is wood. What are you talking about, Ben? This is a cedar-heavy fragrance with an oud aspect. So it has, I think, if I remember right, it has like 12 or 13 different cedars from around the world. Some of them are very exclusive, very rare ingredients. And then it has a very dark, kind of that like modern oud smell to it. It becomes very smooth and suede-y and almost like a black leather kind of smell. There's like Gandhi root or Gandhi head root, which adds a very interesting, like almost like citrus balminess to this fragrance, making it a little bit brighter and a little bit lighter. But there really aren't many top notes to this fragrance. You kind of immediately go to the heart or kind of even the dry down with this fragrance. There's not really a lot of top notes to this one. So oud lovers, you know, this is going to be pretty wearable for you if you're not into oud. I think that this one is worth a try. It is worth a go. It's not as sweet. If you're looking for something more sweet, you know, like a candied rose and something very mass appealing, you might want to go for Oud Satin Mood by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. If I you know, said that right, I don't know. But definitely check this one out if you want something unconventional, something a little bit different, and something very seductive and very tantalizing for, you know, the date night for Valentine's night. This fragrance a little bit goes a long way. It blends with your skin and it becomes a very natural, special kind of smell. To me, it's very grounding, it's very peaceful, and it's kind of meditative in a way. So kind of combining that with Valentine's, maybe you got a lady or a gent on your hands who cares about, you know, nature. Maybe, you know, y'all care about Celtic stuff. Maybe y'all care about, I don't know, some out of the world stuff. Definitely get into this fragrance. You know, maybe do some magic of your own. So definitely check that one out. House of Matriarch makes some good fragrances. I feel like the brand's kind of underappreciated for what it is. Thank y'all so much for being here. Let me know in the comment sections below, what's your date night fragrance going to be? What's your Valentine's fragrance tonight going to be? What are you going to be wearing? What are you going to be enjoying? Let me know. I would really love to know. I would love to know your feedback on any of these fragrances. Have you tried any? Do you like any of these? Let me know right down there below. And before we go, also, why don't you help me out? Give me a good old like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and, you know, tell a friend about this channel. Share the video if you'd like to help me out even more. So, you know, when you do hit the notification bell, hit all notifications. I'll see y'all next time, my friends. This is the Centaur Fragrance Channel. You know, peace out, wear what you love, and rock what you got. I'll see you next time, my friends, and bye.